Today's video is brought to you by Vinyl Moon. Vinyl Moon is the only monthly record club that presses awesome mixtapes on colored vinyl and sends them right to your door. Sign up today with promo code VINYLIZE to get $10 off. Okay, so as we all know, the holiday season is over, but maybe your friend or relative got a cool looking record player for Christmas, and now you're starting to think about getting one for yourself. But you also don't want to spend too much money. So today I'm going to show you 5 turntables that won't break the bank. Hey friends, welcome back to Vinylize. I am Jarrett New, and today we're going to be talking about the top 5 affordable record players on the market. And if you guys want to check these record players out for yourself and do your own research, I put the links to all of them down in the video description below. Now, before we get to the turntables, I just want to let you guys know that today's song of the day is Black Hole Sun by Soundgarden. And if you have a suggestion for a song of the day, post it below and you might see it in a future video. Alright, now getting back to the record players, the most important thing that you should know is that you don't need to spend a mountain of money to get something that sounds pretty good. But that being said, if your budget's only around 50 bucks, don't expect miracles. Also, be sure to steer clear of those all-in-one suitcase style record players because usually they sacrifice quality for convenience, and they might also ruin your records, which is definitely no fun. So starting us off as the most affordable record player on our list, we got the Audio-Technica LP60, which is priced at around $100. Now, there's 2 versions of the turntable, one with a USB connection, if you want to hook it up to your computer, and the other one without the USB. So if transferring your vinyl records to your computer is not important to you, I would suggest skip the USB version and save yourself a couple of bucks. Now, the LP60 is a great beginner's turntable because it spins at both 33 1/3 RPM and 45 RPM. So you can play the normal 12-inch albums like the ones you see on the wall behind me, but also the 7-inch singles. Also, because it has a built-in preamp, you won't need to buy one of those separately, which is convenient, and it also saves you some more money. Now, the only drawback to this turntable is the build quality. It's decent, it'll get the job done, but it's not the greatest. So if you're looking to upgrade, that brings us to our next turntable, the Audio-Technica LP120. Now, this awesome record player is about 250 bucks, and simply it's a huge step up in quality from the LP60. In fact, I made an entire video a while back about this turntable and why I love it so much, so you can check that out right up here. But overall, it can play at 33 1/3 RPM, 45 RPM, and also 78 RPM, just in case you want to play those older shellac records if you happen to come across them. Also, compared to the LP60, it has a much better stylus, cartridge, and counterweight, which can all be upgraded. And it also comes with a built-in preamp and USB connection, which is pretty cool. And like I said, the build quality is excellent because this thing is built like a tank. I've had mine for several years now, and it still performs exactly like the day I got it. It's awesome, I love it. Now, moving on to number 3 on our list is the Fluance RT81, which is also about $250. Now, when I was visiting Texas last year, I had the chance to check out this turntable, and I was pretty impressed by what I found. First of all, I really like the fact that the turntable's cartridge is already aligned when you buy it, which is really cool because that saves you the trouble of having to do that yourself, which is oftentimes one of the most frustrating and painstaking parts of the entire record player setup process, because we're talking about very tiny parts that you have to line up just right or else your records are going to sound like crap. So I really like that they take that whole step out of the equation and make the process go a lot smoother. Now, as far as looks go, this record player has a really beautiful glossy walnut finish, which is going to look nice no matter where you decide to place it in your room. However, you also need to keep in mind that this turntable only plays at 33 and 45 RPM, so if you plan on playing those older shellac records that we just talked about, you might want to look elsewhere. But then again, if that doesn't bother you, it also comes with a dust cover, counterweight, cartridge, rubber mat, all of the cables to hook it up, and most importantly, a built-in preamp. So basically all you need to start spinning records would be a good pair of powered speakers like the Mica PB42X's, or the Klipsch R15 PMs, and you're good to go. Okay, so number 4 on our list is the U-Turn Orbit, which can be anywhere from $179 for the basic model to over $500 for their high-end Orbit Special. So basically it all depends on which options you choose. And that's the really cool thing that I like about this company. They give you lots of freedom to decide exactly how you want to build your record player. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, this is also another great first turntable because just like the Fluance, every model that they ship comes with the cartridge perfectly aligned from the factory. So yet again, you're not going to have to worry about that. And the U-Turn Orbit is also belt driven. So as far as the sound quality goes, there's going to be a lot less rumble, which is definitely a good thing. Also, every model comes with a dust cover, a counterweight, a felt mat, all of the cables you need to hook it up, and it also comes in 7 finishes: blue, green, white, black, red, maple, and walnut. Now, the most important thing to remember about this turntable is that the basic models will not come with a built-in preamp. So if you want to include that, it's going to raise the price about $80. Alright, now finally we have the last affordable turntable on our list, which is the Pro-Ject Debut Carbon. Now, it comes in at around $400, but for that price, you're actually getting a really good value. Because the most important thing about this turntable is the excellent sound quality. And the reason it's called the Debut Carbon is because the tone arm on the record player is actually made from carbon fiber. And according to their website, this custom carbon fiber increases the strength of the tone arm and it decreases unwanted resonance. So basically it makes your music sound kick-ass. And because it's a belt-driven turntable, like I said earlier, there's going to be a lot less rumble. So yet again, that translates to better sound. And just like the other turntables I mentioned, it also comes with a dust cover, Ortofon 2M Red cartridge, which is a fantastic cartridge. It comes with a felt mat, the cables to hook everything up, and it also comes in 7 different colors: black, blue, red, silver, yellow, white, and pink. Now, the most important thing to remember about this turntable is that it does not come with a built-in preamp, so you're going to need to buy one of those separately. However, since you're still going to need a good pair of speakers, what I would recommend doing is pairing that Pro-Ject Debut Carbon with the Klipsch R15 PMs, because those speakers actually have a built-in preamp and a built-in amplifier. So basically, with just those 2 things, you'll be ready to rock and roll and your sound is going to be flawless. Now, what do you guys think about these record players, and what is your personal vinyl setup? Let us know down in the comments below, and if you love music, don't forget to subscribe and smack that little notification bell so you won't miss the new videos. And most importantly, friends, have an awesome day and keep spinning that vinyl. Also, if you're thinking about buying a Crosley,
stop it. Get some help.